Hello friends, this is Cold Run. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of Mass Effect 3, where we are going to continue exploring the galaxy and looking for side quest stuff, and specifically looking for the elusive Abyssal Shrike. You know what, let's just stay in the Prana system. While we're here, let's just explore this place. So we have Pyto. Again, I want to get the most bang for my buck here, so let's scan here. Wait, scanning isn't an issue here because there's no conquered. This isn't a conquered galaxy. Ah, so I can scan till my heart's content in this place. And there's nothing to find here. There's 0% to find here. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's nothing to find here anyway. Take a look at the planets anyway. Pyto, a carbonaceous asteroid, I guess full of carbon, made of carbon. Notable for ESO deposits, which indicate it was an extrasolar capture, were discovered by the Solarians shortly before they found the mass effector, the mass relay in the Pranash system. All of it was mined long ago. The asteroid is named for the clan of Pyto Ilginen Mal Eneste Dut Solem Amar, known to humans as Amar Solem. I don't know a lot about scientists. I'm assuming this is a real person. The shy retiring eccentric was an undergraduate when more important astrogeologists passed off the first ESO deposits to him. He ran the fateful tests that discovered its mass-affecting properties. For 3 centuries after his death, rival clans fought for credit for discovery, but the truth won out after a lengthy academic war. The only kind of war I really personally like. We're going to... what are there? There's... how many planets here? 4 planets here. Juice, like Beetlejuice? What does the Hala come from? Just another letter? Is it like beta? I wonder where Beetlejuice comes from. Is that like bet juice, like alphabet, aleph bet, dalet gimel hey, like an alphabet thing? Spacer investors are fond of saying you can't exhaust a gas giant, but the Solarians have certainly tried. Halajuice is home to a thriving community of robo-miners and those who work in helium-3 collection and refinement. More than 16 of Halajuice's more metallic moons have been settled. The giant bears the name of the Halajuice Corporation, which combined the best efforts of several Solarian clans to manufacture the advanced shielding necessary to colonize the planet's moons. The planet's magnetosphere retains massive amounts of radioactive ions from Pranash, the system's star. Because of this, the cities on the moons are subsurface, protected from lethal radiation levels by shielding and thick layers of rock. Halajuice was bought out centuries ago, but the name endures as a symbol of Solarian innovation and cooperation. I remember capital Ifa, yes, there are actual capitals here, but they're on the moons. I remember reading somewhere that that one of the biggest issues with Mars was, like, with the whole idea of colonizing Mars, wasn't just everything about it, like a million things, but one of the big reasons it would be so difficult is something about, what'd that say? Oh, no, nothing. Was the atmosphere, like the atmosphere made it, the lack of atmosphere or the lack of magnetic, I don't know, something that like made you super vulnerable to the radiation from the sun, that you have like no defenses against it. So you'd have to like live under the planet essentially. In which case, why don't we just live under Earth? Anyway, next is, oh, there, it's a small one. Dragel. The tiny rock planet Dragel is notable for its status as a strategic reserve of heavy metals. It's been warmed slightly by a thin atmosphere of nitrogen and carbon monoxide, but otherwise remains hostile to life. In the clandestine fashion of typical Solarians, that's right, they're all about like secret sauce, aren't they? Like the super secretive, a lot of secret policey stuff, spycraft, that sort of thing. A military outpost orbits the planet but does not appear in Alliance star maps. Like Saradril, Dragel is named for the matrilineal clan that sent the first manned mission to the planet's surface. However, a thriving minority from the Sylar clan, who sent the first manned mission to orbit the planet, insists to this day that their landing attempt was sabotaged by the Dragels, and the planet should bear their name. Relations between the two clans remain tense. We got Surcash. These seem very familiar. Did we see these in a prior game? Surcash. We must have. The Solarian homeworld. Right, yeah, Surcash is the Solarian homeworld, likened to the jungles of Earth. Pretty to look at, teeming with life, uncomfortable to live in, and dangerous to the unwary. The technophilic Solarians had significant pollution and waste problems early in the development of their society. They also embraced social solutions just as quickly, and through complex breeding rules, Surcash now maintains a crowded but sustainable population. Interesting. Wonder what sustainable breeding rules they uncover. Probably some, like, ratio of, some certain, like, algorithm that determines, like, how many kids you're allowed to have based on the geography, based on a whole host of stuff, I'm guessing. The planet tends to be wetter than Earth, and Solarian cities spare no expense to collect and provide fresh water, as one might expect from an amphibious species. Due to its location in the galaxy far from dark space, it has yet to be invaded by the Reapers, but its rulers are all too aware that they're in the path of attack. Because they could not strike the first blow as their military doctrine suggests, many already consider their forces at a severe disadvantage. 10.3 billion. That's not as interesting as 1.1. Oh, I thought it said 1.1 billion on orbital stations. Like, holy crap. No. Atmospheric pressure, so it's higher. Wow, it's almost like it's like a 1.42 times Earth's atmospheric pressure. What is that? That's got to be like terrible for your bones if you're an Earthling. And then Citadel, Surcash's sister planet, in a weak hothouse state, retaining enough carbon dioxide and monoxide to form an atmosphere thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, but thinner than a true hothouse like Venus. In the early days of Solarian space exploration, the species saw them mining the planet as an engineering challenge. Yeah, when the Solarians I'm thinking of how often, like, the reason we go out and do stuff is because of showing people up or war, as opposed to just pure engineering challenges. When the Solarians made contact with the Asari, the robo-mining industry developed planets like Citadel quickly became the galactic standard. Named for the Citadel clan, specifically the Solarian Dalatras Citadel Il Sorasan Malnetia Partore Nora, who sponsored the first manned mission to the planet. In antiquity, the planet was named for various gods, as well as the astronomer who first classified it as a planet rather than a star. But Nora's political machinations won out, and the planet now bears her clan's name on all standard Solarian star maps. Alright, let's move on from roasting in Pranas to where I think we've explored you already. You know what? Let's take a quick trip back to the Citadel to turn in that quest we already got. The mission.
Booking clearance to an Alliance official.
Figures. Finally back in action, the Alliance already wants us tagged and collared.
Just our way of welcoming you back, Flight Lieutenant.
Yes ma'am. Requesting docking permission?
Docking permission granted. Would you like private transport arranged?
Hot mics are rough. Embassies or hospital? Where are we going? I actually don't remember where we're going. I think we're going to the embassies.
I need to get to the embassies.
Yes, Commander.
I appreciate that they do that so you don't have to use the elevator immediately. Right, so we discovered the Pillars of Strength, the Batarian artifact from the Kite's Nest. Find someone in the Citadel who can use them. So we actually don't know who this is going to be. I was thinking it was a quest we already had, but no, this is just something we found.
Good morning.
Oh, hello, ma'am.
Ma'am? We've had this discussion, young lady. You're to call me Teresa. Maybe my son didn't have the chance to marry you because of this damn war. But you're still family in my book. Nothing will ever change that.
Of course, Teresa.
Look at this
I'll come back
interaction.
later during your break if you want. Treat you to lunch. What do you say?
I would love that, Teresa. Thank you.
Don't do this to people at work, but I don't know if she's annoyed as hell or if she's actually touched or what. But don't do that to people at work. They physically can't leave. You're trapping them there. It might help if I knew what... Oh, it's a Batarian artifact. Is there a Batarian embassy here? Because the Batarians aren't part of the Alliance, so I wouldn't think the Batarians have anyone here as like a representative. I mean, maybe in the hospital, but... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone from that intro area, like the 5, the office suite, like just to the... Yeah, maybe someone from there. Oh, James, how you doing?
Hey, Commander. Liara told me the Council's not interested in helping us.
Something like that.
I don't think I even saw him here last time.
Why would they? Look at this place. There's no war here. People are whispering about it. They're talking about it, but they don't really believe it.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but I'll say this because the left option tends to be the continue the conversation option, not your kind of place.
I take it this is your first time here with the elite of the galaxy.
I've been to the Citadel, but never up here on the Presidium. It's not right. It looks pretty, calm and peaceful, but it's not right. It's all just an illusion.
It was peaceful. Once.
But was it? Really? I mean, when push comes to shove, they're just gonna turtle up. Hope it don't hit them too, right? They'd rather believe in this than face the truth.
That's fair. I mean, I think a lot of political centers tend to be like that, tend to have that sort of vibe to them. It's hard to believe.
I can hardly believe it myself. Like everything back on Earth was some kind of nightmare.
Yeah. That's what I hate most. It's like this place wants you to forget that.
So, you still want to go back to Earth?
Hell yeah, but
But?
you were right. So was Anderson. We can't stop them alone.
Yeah.
Besides, looks like you're gonna have your hands full convincing these pendejo politicians to help us. And I'm up for it. Whatever it takes.
I know enough
Glad to
Spanish
hear.
to know what that
I'm
means.
gonna head down to some of the lower levels where they keep it real. You got some spare time? You should come and find me.
Maybe I'll do that.
The dialogue from this is some of the dialogue is a little bit dated. Hearing someone say that's where they keep it real is like I feel like I'm being time warped.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please.
When did this game come out? Maybe I'm not being time warped that much. Maybe I'm just
Now arriving at
not a phrase I use that much.
Memorial Hospital.
It was released over a decade ago. 13 years ago. But I'm just running around looking for people with like a red mark on their head, like with, you know, people I can physically interact with. Dr. Michel?
Commander Shepard, good to see you.
Dr. Michel, it's been a long time. You've come a long way from that small clinic down in the wards.
Because of you, I don't know where
That's
I'd be if I
right.
hadn't dealt with Fist and his thugs.
I remember
Now
that.
I'm head physician in the Presidium Clinic. You gave me this chance. I assume you're here about Lieutenant Commander Williams?
No, but yes. Is she
How's
okay?
Ashley doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. She hasn't regained consciousness yet, but her vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see her if you like.
Nah,
She's
I'm
just
good.
down the hall.
Nah, she's probably fine. Clinic
At
staff.
the center of this size, you must have a lot of direct reports.
We've got 12 full-time doctors and over 50 support staff.
She's probably sleeping.
It can be overwhelming, quite different from my days in the wards.
Yeah, going from like, I've heard that people often are like people go from being like a rural doctor, just like a rural small-time doctor, or like a doctor in a place with just not a lot of resources, and going to like a major hospital is just wild culture shock. Supplies.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
We're well stocked now, but I can't say I'm not worried about the future. I'm afraid I'll have to speak with CSEC about securing our supplies. Desperate people can do desperate things.
You've seen that firsthand, but how about, would Pillars of Strength, Batarian Pillars of Strength help you?
This war may
Refugees.
leave a lot of injured people homeless. Can the Citadel clinics care for them all?
We're fine now, but I'm worried. Every hospital on the Citadel is preparing for the worst. I hear the docks are tightly controlled, but we just can't leave people floating out there forever.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
All right.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select
Yeah, let's go to Normandy Dock, Bay D24. Maybe it wasn't denied through the embassies or the hospital. Maybe, because this is the place where they even said that this is where, like, a lot of people who are just, like, looking for you will be. This is our test. I'll take one more look at the embassies. I'm just not seeing anything.
I'm not sure why. There was something important I had to do.
Oh, are you looking for someone, ma'am?
Maybe. I have these papers, but I'm not sure why.
Never mind.
Why don't I take care of these for you? Would that help?
Is this... Does she just have...
Yes, please.
She must just have Alzheimer's, and I was just mistaken.
You remind me.
Or, like, some... Just being senile. I know that's not the same thing.
She looks remarkably like you do. She's so very happy.
Yeah, so this is...
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Okay, that makes sense. She's just trying to get through this. She's trying to humor her. I apologize. I misunderstood that. Anyone wants some Batarian Pillars of Strength? I am giving them out for free as long as you complete the friggin' quest for me. I will pay you to take them off my hands.
Losing battle.
We both have jobs.
I got nothing. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just going to leave. Non-rhetorical. I kind of give up on this. It said to find someone at the Citadel. I've literally gone everywhere in the Citadel that I physically can, and I'm just not seeing it. I probably just missed them. If there's a hint here or somewhere I should be looking, please let me know, because I don't know what to do with that side quest at all.
One moment, please.
So we're in Utopia here. And we'll start looking here, start scanning. Again, I don't... Recover Eden Prime. What was that a priority quest? Priority mission? It is, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, let's just... We can get a bunch of these here. Boop. Oh, it...
confirmed.
There, you can find stuff here. Okay. What is this? Wreckage. The wreckage of a fuel depot destroyed by enemy forces. Fuel can be salvaged from the debris. I don't need fuel. Thank you, though. I could just scan willy-nilly to my heart's content. Zion, a hydrogen-helium gas giant even larger than Jupiter. Despite its gravity, well... By the way, is Jupiter, like, big in terms of, like, planets across the known universe? Or is it, like, just big for our... Is it just big for our solar system? Sports a small helium-3 mining industry. It's the only gas giant in the Utopia system and the only local source of fuel for Eden Prime's power stations and spaceports. Has 112 natural satellites ranging from orbiting asteroids to the moon of Asphodel, large enough to retain a thick atmosphere. Population 1062 pre-invasion. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Lost and found, what did we get? Prothean data files. Let's check out the war asset. New Crucible. Completing the Crucible device will require entire systems of resources and skilled workers, as well as the galaxy's brightest scientists. The Prothean data files are the first thing we found. Okay. These Prothean data disks were just found years ago on Eden Prime, recovered a few months before the discovery of the Prothean Beacon in 2180. The Prothean Beacon in 2180. The cure, the key to the Reapers of the ancient Bacon. The Prothean Beacon in 2183. For years, the data on the disks was incomprehensible until the Crucible's blueprints provided a key to understanding the equations. Locked inside the disks were the theories on dark matter meant to be used with the Crucible's main power source. So we're going to be gathering this as we go. So we'll check out the other planets here too. Xanadu. These are all right. These are all utopian. Like, they're literally and figuratively utopian. Atmosphere of methane and argon, and its frozen surface is largely potassium with deposits of calcium. Its location in the deep cold of the outer system and lack of valuable resources leave little to recommend it. That's right, I forgot how rude some of these feel. Nirvana. I hope this has a lot of lithium on it. Nirvana has trace atmosphere of xenon and krypton. The surface is a mix of water, ice, and iron oxides with cryovolcanic plumes of potassium concentrated around the equatorial ridge. Little of commercial or scientific interest. Though few geological research stations were constructed in the early 2160s, all have been shut down for years. Sorry, eye itchy. The Alliance maintained an automated ice cracking station which stockpiled a large amount of deuterium fuel for use by the fleet. Commandeered in the preparations for the war, and now it's silent. Trace atmosphere, 0.2 G. Is G like the gravity on Earth's surface, like at sea level? I guess, I don't know. Zion we've seen. What are the other two? Eden Prime. What's the last utopian thing? What would it be? Is it just heaven? Paradise? Arcadia. An unusually large terrestrial world. Right, they're not usually this large close to the star, are they? Arcadia has a dense atmosphere composed of nitrogen and helium, scorching hot surface mainly composed of alkaline basalts, but metal deposits are plentiful. Although several spectacular examples of columnar basalt formation offer scenic beauty, its hostile environment has precluded commercial development. Yeah. Surface temperature 358 Celsius. No thank you. That's like Florida. We will leave this. Oh wait, no, that's right. We can go to other places here. Asgard. Where's Asgard? Way out there. Asgard is BFE still a phrase people use?
I found something.
Okay, we have to be a little bit careful with Asgard. Here. Compositionally similar to Earth, but lies over 4 AU from Asgard and possesses an atmosphere composed primarily of nitrogen. While a potential target for terraforming, the proximity of this shirt-sleeves habitable Terra Nova relegated here to a support role. So there's another Earth here in this system. Nearly 100 corporations, human and alien, constructed teleoperated mining, refining, and manufacturing facilities across the planet. The Reapers immediately targeted these, seeking to cut off the Alliance's supply of hydrogen fuel cells. Yeah, so capital of Kaldidler. I'm sure there's a more dignified way to pronounce that than Kaldidler. Population 44,000, but pre-invasion. And probably mostly like just corporations. Like, I'm guessing the schooling system here is not top-notch. What do we get? Alliance Naval Exploration Flotilla. And it makes sense that that in a place like, especially in that planet, that there'd be something left over there. Yeah, that's almost 100 points. I don't know, but I see the amount of points you need, so let's actually estimate this. What is that, about a fifth, maybe? We're about a fifth of the way there? A quarter to a fifth? And so what's 900 times 5 is like 4,500 maybe? So maybe we need like 5,000 5,000 military strength. Maybe that's the minimum. What do we get? Alliance Naval Exploration Flotilla. I think this is what it was. Yeah. In peacetime, the flotilla is used as a survey force to chart out new systems. The NEF came under fire in 2185 when several dozen service people were charged with withholding information on rich mining deposits to sell locations to the exploration firm by Area Frontiers. Yes, there's some corruption. The Alliance attempted to hide the controversy to little avail as more and more officers were indicted. Eager to bury its shady history, the NEF has dedicated its entire flotilla and material resources to constructing the Crucible. Why is that under Alliance rather than Crucible? That feels like that should be Crucible. That should be a Crucible category. Loki. A small terrestrial world with little to recommend it. I love that phrase. Loki's one hemisphere is largely covered by ice and the other by craggy basaltic highlands. The rough, varied terrain suggests an ancient cataclysm caused significant damage to the planet, reaching 6.5 AU at perigee and 7.1 AU at apogee. Right, so this is like an elliptical orbit, right? Like if it has a perigee and apogee. Loki's unusual elliptical orbit, okay, you just kept reading, reinforces this hypothesis. Beneath Loki's ice cap runs a naturally formed network of subterranean tunnels. These may have proven useful to Alliance forces in retreat. Nevertheless, any organics hidden here remain in peril, as Loki's atmosphere is inhospitable and Reaper scanning technology is efficient. Yeah, so that's what we've seen here. I mean, we did one scan and like everyone and their mom was like on their way to attack. Boar. Boar is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with over 90 moons. The light of ionized hydrogen filtering through an upper cloud of deck of sodium causes its striking coloration. I guess no, I'm thinking of sulfur. Why would sodium make it red yellow? The source of the ionization has not yet been confirmed, but Boar's mass equal to 6 Jupiters. Okay, Jupiter is just a small little nugget. And the high temperature suggests it may be a brown dwarf, a gas giant that gained almost enough mass to ignite into a small star. The Reapers destroyed Boar's extensive Helium-3 infrastructure, though wreckage suggests the 6th Fleet did not give up the planet without a fight. It looks like we might have some more of the 6th Fleet left over here, maybe? What's the probe gonna get us? Remains of Reaper Destroyer intel. So what do we do with that? Where do we find? Okay. All right, Terra Nova. I don't know what to do with that. That's what, like... What do we do with this intel? Who has the intel?
Dr. Tassoni found useful information in the data you recovered.
The broker stuff. Okay. It's the broker stuff. Broker terminal. Nope. Maybe... Oh yeah, Intel terminal. It's an actual system they gave me. Weapon upgrade kit. Wait. Which was it? Weapon upgrade kit. I guess we found both of these. Remains of Reaper Destroyer. To avoid the risk of indoctrination, remote drones have been sent to study the salvaged remains of a Reaper Destroyer. The drones can dig through the outer hull, scanning circuits for technology that'll increase the speed at which tech-biotic combat abilities can be fired. Alternatively, the Council has offered a Citadel-wide merchant discount for choosing the safer option and demolishing the remains. So do we want 5% store discount or power recharge speed of 5%? Gosh, this feels like... It feels like 5% store discount bonus may actually be better. like this early in the game, like this feels like it'll save me so much money. But new technology, 5%. I'm going to get the store discount bonus. I wouldn't usually do this. This might be a bad idea, but that feels like at the earliest stage of the game, that's going to save me so much. And then weapon upgrade kit. Field kit can be used for a one-time upgrade to a variety of weapons to increase ammo capacity or potential damage dealt. So which do we want? Ammo capacity or weapon damage? It's hard to deny, because it's hard to deny weapon damage. I'm just going to go weapon damage because it feels like you can run out of ammo, like even if you have the capacity for it, but the weapon will always be, weapon damage will always be useful. Terra Nova. This is the place much more like Earth, right? I mean, just by the name. Terra Nova was one of the Class 1 colonization prospects discovered by the first wave of Alliance surveys in 2150. It was the second human extrasolar colony and the first beyond the Karen mass relay. It once boasted the highest population of any formally endorsed Alliance colony, but in recent years threats of Batarian attack caused many to emigrate. The name Exodus Cluster became all too apt. So it wasn't even the Reapers, excuse me, it was just the Batarians. Reapers landed on Terra Nova after a brief battle with the Alliance's 6th Fleet. Aware it would lose, the fleet retreated in hopes of meeting with allies and retaking the planet. Intelligence indicates that the Reaper force here is light, and debate rages over whether to try to liberate the planet, or if such an effort would prove futile if the Reaper sent reinforcements. Probably the latter. Like, it really feels like it doesn't matter at all until you actually have a way to deal with them in a sustainably, or on a large scale. Capital of Scott. And so it's not even worth scanning again because I don't think I get the benefit of it. So we'll leave here for now. Was this the only other thing in this cluster? I'm not sure. Oh, right.
Faster than light jump successful.
We'll come back to Hades Gamma. Let's take a look at Appian Crest. Nothing, scanning hasn't really turned anything up here. I don't know if it ever does in these unconquered worlds, and unconquered systems rather, but we'll take a skim through the planets here, see what we find. Datriox. Small rock and ice planet with an extremely thin nitrogen-based atmosphere. Exploited for its metal deposits, the planet's iridium was marked as a part of Palavin's strategic reserve during the Krogan Rebellion. That's right, the Turians were... This is like Turian Central, and the Turians were against the Krogans. The Reapers didn't destroy the surface facilities. Possible they either didn't see them as a threat or planned to use them for their own purposes. A few destroyers serve as a skeleton crew back here, backed by a capital ship, in case the Turians attempt to retake the planet. So I do have to remember that the Reapers aren't all Sovereign. Sovereign was like a unique creature among them. Like, not all of them have that, what he has. Menai, Palavin's largest moon, has been shrouded in secrecy since the dawn of the Turian space age. During the Krogan rebellions, the hierarchy classifies nearly all data on Menai and its sister moon Nanus, because they feared the Krogans could use the moon as weapons by smashing them into Palavin's surface. However, some information has leaked out. Images of Turian bases where personnel walk without envirosuits indicate advanced infrastructure, likely a network of subterranean tunnels with a powerful mass effect field generators that retain heat and atmosphere over swaths of the surface. The Reapers' plans for bombarding the bases were met with fierce resistance by the Turian fleet and the moon's anti-aerospace defenses. With their easy victory stalled, the Reapers deployed a variety of ground units to take the bases one at a time. The Turians have the advantage on the moon, but the Reapers have the patience to slowly grind them down. With every base captured, the Reapers deny the Turian fleet another place to repair or refuel. Everything is classified. Orbital distance classified. Radius classified. Day length classified. That's really funny. Palaven. The only thing on this planet that isn't silver are the Turians. It's all too clear they're made of steel. They were Alliance War hero these were Alliance War hero John Grissom's impressions of the Turian homeworld Palaven, seen by humans for the first time following the Contact War. The Turians' martial attitude permeates every aspect of Palaven society, from architecture to art to politics. It's no surprise that their homeworld was never occupied by an invading force until now. That's got a sting for them. Like, even beyond how many deaths there are. The Reapers, aware of their enemy's reputation, brought overwhelming force to Palaven and did not hesitate to bombard cities that resisted, and all of them resisted. The dust and smoke from pulverized cities is now a breathing hazard across much of the planet. Water and power supplies have all but vanished. Still, the fight here has cost the Reapers dearly. So, yeah, the Russian is cut. Like, you can hurt them. Travel advisory. Its weak magnetic field means this is what I was thinking about Mars. This is the weak magnetic field. That's what I was thinking. It means solar radiation levels are greater than those found on other habitable worlds. Human visitors are advised to wear enviro suits or other radiation protection when visiting Palaven. Capital of Cyprotine. And we got Kylax. Like nearby Aventon, Kylax was named for an ancient philosopher and author, Turian philosopher. But where Aventon wrote for the military leaders of tomorrow, Kylax focused on those who feed, clothe, heal, and arm the soldier. Her enormous tome, Service, features a lengthy chapter on laws that form the basis for the Turian concept of citizenship tiers. Kylax is lower in temperature than Aventon, and its minerals were thus exploited first. That's fascinating that, like, I don't know, what normally would be like the hippy dippy type, feed and clothe everyone is like feed and clothe and heal the soldiers. The Turian defenses on Kylax are not completely destroyed, which is unusual. It may be that remnants of the scattered Turian fleet regrouped, using the planet for cover, and eliminated the satellite hunting Reaper destroyers before their mission was complete. More likely, the Reaper destroyers found a way to compromise the defenses through wireless hacking, and the unmanned drones now obey them. They are far more than just brute force, I'm seeing. And we have 2 plants here, right? Aventon, I see another. Isn't there a second one? It looks like there's two circles here. Like Aventon might be the inner one. Aventon is named for a tactician philosopher whose treatise on leadership is known by every Turian youth who pays attention in class. I want to hear about the Turians who don't pay attention, the slacker Turians. They probably are just killed. It's a small hot rock planet surrounded by a haze of methane and helium. It was thoroughly mined for valuable minerals in the early days of the Turian space age, and since then has had little to offer. Token spy satellites and defense drones proved no match for even a small Reaper presence, and at best reports suggest they've been eliminated. It looks like there's another one. It looks like there's one either closer in or further out. I'm not sure. Impera. The small planet Impera is a hothouse of helium and argon. I'm looking this up. What does a hothouse mean? Oh, hothouse, like a planet, like a hothouse is a greenhouse. So like a planet with the greenhouse effect. Where, like, I guess light gets in and is trapped and heats it up, maybe? Alright, it's a product of decaying radioactive materials. Robomining was once lucrative here, but like the rest of the solar system, the only remaining veins are inaccessible by cost-effective means. The planet is named for Atrin Impera, the Turian Machiavelli, whose ambitious political philosophies led her to reign as regent in the continent-spanning Nyalan Empire for more than a decade. You know, I heard the other day that apparently Machiavelli was not Machiavellian. That, like, he made the treatise as like not quite a not what to do, but like he made it that he was far more idealistic and that he did not necessarily want someone to follow that advice. She famously combined citizenship tiers with a meritocracy rather than a caste system, which served to strengthen her empire. The practice fell in and out of favor for centuries before its revival in the Turian's age of nation-states. The Reaper invasion largely ignored Impera, sending only a token force to destroy the scientific equipment around the planet. And then, I think Asenis is the last one I think we already looked at. Wish I could zoom out a bit more. Yeah, we've already seen Datrix. Asenis is a hydrogen-helium gas giant, home to a substantial Turian garrison defending the planet's fuel infrastructure. Once held a distribution center for anti-proton-based fuel as well as the more Kalaman helium-3 collectors. The garrison's now gone, the Reapers drove off the Turians and destroyed all the available machinery. The Reapers appear to have moved on. A few adorable Volus ships are now visible, likely present to scavenge the wreckage cutely. Let's leave. Oh! You don't need to go to the arrows, you could just leave from wherever. That actually is good to know. Let's go to Castellus. I know I'm wasting money on fuel, but I'm okay with that.
Signal confirmed.
Oh, I was gonna say, there are no Reapers here? I guess they are here. Digerus. A hospitable world home to dextro-amino acid-based life. This Turian colony was famous, until recently, for being the site of the bloodiest battle in Turian history. During the Krogan rebellions, a warlord named Graken Dahl took the fight to Palavin's home cluster, bombarding the modestly defended Digerus. When reinforcements came to intercept him, Dahl's navy put their rear to Digerus, so that stray shots would hit the planet. Let me read that again. A warlord named Graken Dahl took the fight to Palavin's home cluster. So this is a Krogan warlord. Bombarding Digerus. Reinforcements came to intercept him, and Dahl's navy put their rear to Digerus, so they had their backs to Digerus looking outward, so that the stray shots would hit the planet. Right, so they were like, yo, you missed, like, it's like, okay, gotcha. So like if you want someone to think twice before shooting at you, you stand in front of their kid. The Turians won despite the severe handicap, using countless fighters and cruisers to take down the Krogan dreadnoughts. Today, the Turian fleet holds Digerus in a stalemate. The Reapers, concentrating on Palavin and elsewhere, sent a relatively light force to take the planet, which the Turians repelled. They stand guard at Digerus while the Reapers travel throughout the system, destroying targets of opportunity until reinforcements arrive. Founded in 381 BCE, I forget how... Yeah, boy, comparing this to Earth is wild. Population estimates pre-invasion, capital of Apparatus. Oh, let's scan. Trophy earned, lost and found. What is this for? Dispatch 10 probes for resources or to retrieve people or resources in Reaper territory. Journal updated banner of the 1st Regiment, and we got an artifact banner of the 1st Regiment. A journal... Hold on. Artifact. Again, I'm assuming that, especially since this is a second category of stuff here, that this is something I can't access yet, because I did a full look through the Citadel. I didn't find anyone, but now this is the second time we have something called an artifact, a Turian artifact, recovered from Castellus. I'm going to assume that's someone I haven't unlocked yet. Again, non-rhetorical question, is that the case? Like, is this someone I'm going to meet later that I can't do anything with now? That's my assumption. But this wasn't just a artifact, this was a war asset. I thought it was a war asset. Is it not a war asset? I thought it said it was a war asset. No, it said a journal update. It said there was a journal update around it. Okay. I'm worried that the next boop I do will actually summon all the Reapers, so let me take a look at these planets first. Iridium. Moderate-sized hydrogen-helium gas giant with clearly visible rings. Reaper capital ships have pounded the system's moons, methodically destroying the colonies here and dismantling the infrastructure. The star chart extolling the natural beauty of the ring system seems inappropriate now. That makes me sad. Let's not look at Carborix yet. Pheox. Turians like their X's. Pheox is a large terrestrial planet with a frozen surface and thin nitrogen-based atmosphere. It presented the Turians with an interesting engineering challenge: how to mine its abundant heavy metals and get them off the high-gravity planet without requiring so much fuel or ezo that it ruined the profit margin. As a result, the hierarchy heavily subsidized these mining concerns, in return for retaining large stores of gold, iridium, and niobium for their strategic reserve. Sensors report a large Reaper force of capital ships and destroyers here, which have chased off Pheox's defenders. Interestingly, they seem to have captured several of the orbital stations intact rather than turn them to slag. I mean, it's resources, right? I don't know. I know that they don't need the same resources, but resources are good still. Neos. A small terrestrial planet bathed in argon and carbon dioxide, Neos has a pressure cooker atmosphere. Probes revealed calcite cliffs, but few valuable. What does ite mean? I know calcium is the element. Calcite is. Does that mean it's like a mineral, or what is what it says ite? What does that mean? Like bauxite? No, bauxite. I don't know. And so the planet had only a few artificial satellites when the Reapers hit. Fragments from destroyed scientific research stations and spy drones Fragments from destroyed scientific research stations and spy drones. I think it's meant to be a plural verb. I think it's meant to be litter, not litters. Litter the planet's Lagrangian points, presenting a navigation hazard. I can't do science. I can do grammar sometimes. And then we got Carborix, a tiny rock planet with a thin, reducing atmosphere. Does that mean it's gradually decreasing? Like that it's going to keep going down? Carborix was remotely mined for millennia, first for rarer platinum group metals and radioactives, then catalysts and semiconductors, and eventually structural materials like titanium, iron, and nickel. Recovery operations were grinding to a halt just before the Reapers hit the planet. The attack turned orbital stations and the Turians' early warning satellites into molten metal. RIP Carborix. Let me boop here. Everyone is excited to meet me, so let's leave. I'll bet the answer is somewhere in the asteroid belts. Gemini. Holy crap. That's really cool. Pharos. Pharos is an asteroid toad near the Class B blue giant Gemini to serve as a terrestrial military base in a system devoid of planets. A vast array of solar collectors absorb energy from the star and beam it to receptors near the tidally locked asteroid's terminator zone. Beneath the surface, dozens of particle accelerators generate antiprotons for starship fuel. The Reaper sent a substantial force to Gemini's system, but found that the Turians were capable and prepared to defend their Armada's fuel source. They've put up a better fight than anyone, but we haven't heard from the Krogans yet. Because we know there are Krogans around. Warning messages, even with the, what do you call it? The thing that makes them stop reproducing, there's still like significant Kroganage. Reapers are still present in the system awaiting reinforcements. At present, the Turians can still refuel, but only because they've committed forces here that could otherwise have defended Palaven. A blue giant, so that's what it is, a blue giant.
I found something.
The Reapers found something too. What is this? Oh, 800 units of fuel. Heck yeah. Wreckage of a fuel depot destroyed by enemy forces. I'll take that. I will also take leaving the planet, leaving this place. But what happens if I do this? Yeah, it doesn't. Even if something would show up, they wouldn't let me find it. All right. Is it bugged out because I left before the Reapers themselves showed up, so now I'm getting the Reaper music? I think so. Yeah, I think it's bugged. It's not the worst bug. Reaper music is pretty good. All right, let's do... Wait, what is that? Oh, I don't know. Let's do Sigurd's Cradle. Is that where we want to go? Yeah, I think we've looked at all the others here. So the last one is Sigurd's Cradle. How big is this place? Cerberus Labs over there. Still no Abyssal Shrike. Maybe that comes later. Alright, I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm going to call it for this session. Yeah, I'm going to call it for this session, I think. Next time, we will explore the... I already forgot the name of it. Oh, the music is still coming back here. Where's the Mass Effect relay, the mass relay? Yeah, next time we'll explore Sigurd's Cradle. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this as they come out, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.